we'll give Cat a moment to be back because I bet Cat is also not at the PC to do the whole break thing.
I have returned. I know you're all super thankful for that.
Gotta say, I'm not thankful for this attention I'm getting from Rose here.
It's all right. You don't stand a chance.
So Citizen is definitely going to be not receptive to this. He isn't playing along at all.
It's more because Cotton made the joke about essentially trying to help Lube echo up that it was like, no, I'm going to sit the two of them together because that's going to be awkward for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take the other one by default.
That's pretty funny. I always pick on Cat's characters. Really, anybody with anything I can think of.
It's like, quick, let me find the one person and make it awkward.
So do you like my solution to having all of the faces on the run?
Yeah, change the
Always
language up.
happy. Always happy to be on runs with other faces. It doesn't happen so often. And when it does, I don't have to do any work.
Well, until the point where you're the only face that bothered to learn enough of the language to be an actual face.
Yeah.
You trapped yourself into being the actual face.
Damn. What have I done?
No.
Well, I may have been the only one with the karma spare to do it.
I have the karma available, but there are other skills I wanted to pick up, like the South American customs.
Hello?
Hello.
Yo.
Great. I have internet again. It's great.
Hey, at least
Right.
it went out while we were on a break, so we weren't really like interrupting anything.
No complaints here.
All right, so
Are we still waiting for Undin, or are
Yeah.
we?
I think Doorman's the only one not back. I don't know how long he's going to be for dinner, though. We'll give him another couple minutes, and then we'll continue on, because I don't want to drag the game out too long, and he can rejoin us as he does.
Man, these women UFC fights are so quick, it's ridiculous.
The which UFC fights?
Women's.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Well, if you
7
saw the,
seconds, that's it.
that was the second round.
Her other fight though was only like 27 seconds, like in total, I believe.
Amy sent me this link the other day about the Ronda Rousey drinking game. Just start chugging a beer. You will not be drunk by the time you're finished.
But
And-
You start when she starts swinging, and you finish when she finishes, and you won't be drunk by the time it's over.
She in the fight she just lost, it was that was part of the second round. People just assumed that the highlight was the whole fight. It appears.
Nonetheless, damn, that was quick. A hell of a lot of eating.
From what I can tell, Rousey was like, it was weird. In an interview she did with like the guy from, I won't say Saturday Night Live. She was like, she knew exactly how it was gonna go. It was like, oh yeah, she's a striker, and she'll probably try to knock me out with a kick to the head. Well,
Success.
she tried to box somebody who's a boxer. Didn't work out. We back? Are we ready to go? We're done.
Nope, we're not back. We're just talking.
I'm not.
we were giving Undin a
I'm back.
little bit.
We have a doorman.
Yay. Did I miss anything?
Nope. We
Just us
decided to
making
take
fun
a
of you
break
because you're
since-
eating.
All right. So you guys have the location of Peter Piper, and you have found a bar that their doorman knows there is somebody gambling in the back of.
So they gave us the location that we already had?
Totally different locations.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that would have been hilarious.
So can we just quickly take a
Could-
look at the joint, see what we're up against?
Could I do some matrix searches for this kind of stuff too?
You totally can.
Because now we're actually in the city. We also have proper access to the local grid.
You sure do. The local grid around here seems to be even shittier than Seattle's local grid, though.
Well, I'm not gonna go for the public one. I'm not a pleb.
No, I'm saying the local grid around here seems like shitty, like the public grid. Like,
Well, I guess we'll survive that in some sort.
it's almost like it's not a very nice place.
Yeah, that's just your imagination. All right. Well, let's do a few general searches, and then specifics about the locations that we both have heard.
Sure.
Do you want me to take a minus for the city grid?
Yeah, it's the -2, like you're using the public grid, because the local grid around here is the public grid.
All right. 4 successes.
All right. What's the question?
Basically, first general information that could be found about the crime syndicates here. Local.
About the 2 locations you have? Is that what you...
First, just the general about the syndicate here.
About the syndicates here?
No, the ones we're dealing with.
Oh, okay.
Because I assume now our
Triad.
local, it's easier to find the information of local stuff through the matrix.
I'm still kind of... You're looking for information on the triads?
Yes, here locally.
Okay. Yeah, with all those successes, you will find out that just like in the shitty parts of Redmond, killings attributed to syndicates are at an all-time high. And it's always an all-time high because it always goes up.
That works. All right. Well, let's go for both locations. You want them separate, or is one for both fine?
Separate.
All right. First for the gambling place. 6 successes.
For the... Which one? The
Gambling place.
gambling?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 6 successes looking in towards the gambling, with your cross-referencing with those other syndicate stuff, it seems like a pretty good bet that this is probably in a triad-controlled area. Because you're cross-referencing with murders committed, like, that they believe might have been committed by triad hit teams or something along those lines. You're pretty sure that that's probably a triad gambling establishment.
Right.
You find that about 6 months ago it was raided by authorities who ended up not charging anybody with anything for some reason.
I'm sure no money was spent at that evening.
I'm sure.
Alright, and then for the other location, which name escapes me for now?
It's the location of where somebody named Peter Piper is supposedly at.
Right, Peter's location. 7 successes. We're only going up, people.
Okay, so the address you got was actually to a public park. And it is a park where apparently people get murdered. It's almost like a Central Park type area in the middle of this city. It is about 6 blocks by 10 blocks wide, and the address, quote unquote, that you were given is a point within the park that is right next to a lake where apparently executions happen on a regular basis at night.
How nice. Perhaps they're trying to line us up so they don't have to carry us that far.
Well, that sounds like the place we need to visit then.
Well, it's probably futile, but I'm just going to do matrix perception, see if there are any cameras around that park.
Around the park?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have the feeling they're probably not. Because I have the feeling we're probably going to the park first anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we could go to the restaurant since we're apparently a lot closer to that.
Oh yeah, the restaurant's only a couple blocks away from you.
No, your shot. I mean, your call. I'll try and take a peek at what the cameras say as soon as we decide to get going.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Hungry. We're here.
Indeed.
Oh, let's still go for donuts.
So we know that there's this park where they, whatever, I guess it's their favorite execution spot, or the lake they're in. And we're gonna do what there? Just go hang out.
We're
Like-
probably going to get tumbled. Or they're going to try to.
Oh, so do you want to just like hang out in the park, wait for them to show up?
I could go invisibly and you could slide in and try not to be noticed.
I'll see. But
We'll see what
I
happens.
guess I'm asking: are we going to talk to them? Are we going to confront them with guns drawn? Are we going to have a how do you want to interact with these people?
Well,
Rose-
first one, then the other.
Rose, you want to give me a memory check real quick?
Not really.
Okay.
Yes. Punch her in the memories, just like Dead Man. The only way to hurt him is to bring up his memories.
The
Oh. Yeah, you specifically.
remember that they didn't talk very much.
I know. The one thing you do specifically recall is they told you Peter Piper would meet you at a bar at that address, and that address is very distinctly not at a bar.
So I got to beat up some kids, is what you're telling me. Well, we can.
Streeter.
Don't be like Shoal and get intimidated by him.
We can check out the restaurant while we're here, and the name might be a real name. The location may or may not be a real location. So we'll go to the bar? Question mark.
Yeah, fine by
Sure,
me.
we'll go to the bar.
All right,
Which-
good.
um, Which bar are we going to?
The one that's like right here, with the gambling, so that we can get information.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little zoned out from the other bar that we got lied to about. Okay.
So that we have a game plan, is the idea that we want to locate, identify someone who would probably have knowledge of where they're hiding Alexander, and get him alone and basically interrogate him for information. Is that the idea?
That sounds like the
I-
ideal circumstance.
I feel like they might not get right into that. We would probably have to pose as, say, looking for exotic animals.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
saying we go in there, kick in the door, and beat everyone up, and then drag
Well,
someone out.
that's what you said.
I'm saying that that's the
You
end
said we're going to
goal.
go in there and ask for the man we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure to your mind that is what it sounded like, but what I meant is that we will go in, and the end goal is to isolate someone and interrogate them.
Right.
okay, so
That's
here's
right.
my only issue with that. Let's work this through. Okay, we go in there. We find somebody connected to the triad who may or may not know anything directly related to this guy. Okay.
hmm
Now, let's say he gives us the name. Like, the person you talk to is John Smith. Presumably not the actual name, but we're going to go with it. And we say, thank you for your time. And then we leave. He's going to call John Smith and say, holy shit, there's a bunch of hard-hitting motherfuckers. Or a bunch of
there are
people
ways you
asking
can deal
about
with that.
you.
I have a shit ton of lace for one thing.
Ain't
Rose
gonna
will
laugh
just,
about that. That is the perfect solution. She looks very impressed at Citizen.
If it's a liquid, it is the perfect solution.
Rose will just facepalm at you, just like. Oh. So is that how you get all your dates then?
What?
What?
There, you'd be surprised. Puns are in right now. It's going around. Get on it.
All right. So what are you guys
So-
doing?
We're gonna have some dinner. We're gonna look suspiciously like out of towners, and we're probably gonna try and get involved with that
Yeah,
poker game of some kind.
the poker game or whatever game it was that Doorman is just sure they're gambling back there. Like, he doesn't know what game it is. He just knows he can recognize people going into a private or a private gambling establishment behind a restaurant. So yes, you could sit and eat in the restaurant if you want.
Okay. Cotton will
So
go put on a quick disguise at the hotel. As the hotel. Then we
the four of
presumably.
us will go get some dinner. Doorman will go lose his shirt, and we'll be outside in the lobby in case we need to kick in the door to come save him from getting his shirt literally taken off of him.
Pff, as if.
Yeah, before we go in there, just one second. Before we go in there, I'm going to put on the disguise.
All right, I'll do your makeup.
Alright. As prep, Dorman's gonna, well, basically meters percept the place, see if there are cameras or stuff around.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
There we go.
Where did I... there it is. 3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, you do notice the icon of a camera running in an area somewhat near the back room of that establishment. It's the Matrix, so you can't tell exactly where it is, but there is a camera icon in there, and there's numerous comlink icons.
Of course. Well, let's see what that camera shows, so at least have
As
some
well as
idea.
You know, as well as the general basic, like everybody's clothes are running silent, and the tables are running silent because they're wireless devices.
Alright, well, let's see what the camera is looking at, right? Hack on the fly. Mm, 6 successes.
All right. Yeah, you get a mark.
Excellent. Well, let's take a look. What's this camera showing?
This camera is showing a number of tables. There's mahjong being played, as well as a couple of card tables, and one table that people are throwing dice at.
Mhm.
And you do see that there is sitting by the door a large Asian troll sitting on a stool by the door, where he can stand up and look through the slot that opens, as well as the orc that was outside. And there are numerous individuals in here, probably numbering about 12 to 15, playing various games, and then another 3 or 4 dealers. They're not all dealers because some of the games aren't actually card games, but the house
I know what you mean.
proprietor people.
Alright, well, looks like at least that gives a decent overview of the place. Dorman's gonna, well, basically send everyone a copy of what the place looks like through the camera's eyes. So at least know what to expect if everyone has to get in there for some reason.
There's also 3 doors visible from the camera angle that you're at. One of which is obviously the door to the outside. There's one. There's 2 other ones on the wall that is perpendicular to that, next to it, the direction of the restaurant.
Alright. Okay, but we'll get. That's all fine and dandy, but gonna reboot. Well, basically gonna get out of the camera stream and reboot, because yeah, you don't wanna have God converging suddenly.
Yeah, not down here.
Sure.
Okay, so we got a layout of the place on the inside. We've got a casino and a restaurant attached to it. And they okay.
So, Echo is looking at, thinking of perhaps maybe we're overthinking this. So she is trying to see if she remembers any hotels in the area that are lower middle class that really would not check IDs, because if he figures he's slipped his sister's reach, then perhaps he's not even bothering trying to like stay with scummy organized crime. He probably wants to be somewhat comfortable, but you know.
So you want to roll? So you're rolling area knowledge.
Mhm.
You can find a couple. Area knowledge tends to be more specific to different sprawls, as far as I know.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you can totally find some middle class hotels around this area.
Right. So that's definitely where there's some place she's going to be interested in looking. And who was heading into the casino?
The gambler, I believe.
Yep, Dorman
Okay,
is gonna head in.
So she's going to grab Cotton because apparently they have been ordered to bond. And
Yes, indeed.
Drag him
They-
by the shoulder.
Okay,
We're
so
going to go check out a few hotels.
Team Crumb and Cowboy will continue on.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
We should
Alright.
be fine.
It should be fine. It's a safe town. Let's go. So we're gonna go around.
But we're not
knocking
in a
on-
safe place. We're in a triad, and then our
Do
two
you want-
main muscle people are leaving.
Just
Come
be
on,
smart.
honey, we'll be fine. And then she grabs Citizen by the shoulder and begins to hug her arm under his elbow and pull him kicking and screaming into the establishment.
So
Yeah.
Citizen is going to put his hand on her forehead and push her away, and just be like, "Okay, lady, seriously, you need to take 3 things. You need to take a step back. You need to take a deep breath, and you need to take a cold shower."
God damn.
John, somebody is stepping up their game,
Yeah.
son.
She will look at you like when you push her away. She will look like, "Oh, what the fuck now?" And then you will say your things, and she'll be like, "That's good. That's good."
He burned more bitches in the Salem witch trials.
Right? I like you.
That's great, but seriously, he's not going to be in a hotel. I just don't think he's going to be there. And if he is, then we can have like, I'm sure her fixer would have found him. Do you know what I mean?
Fine, we'll stay here then. No problem. We can check it out after.
Okay, excellent. I just want the backup for when the triad run out of the fucking building and start swinging.
Well, we'll wait outside then. No problem.
Excellent.
She'll go and grab some noodle at a noodle bar and take Cotton over there with her.
There's noodle bar. Noodles happen. It's noodle.
Yeah.
And then we go inside, and then Doorman goes to play some cards or mahjong or whatever it is that's going on in there.
The first tip on
He's
cards.
probably gonna play some blackjack.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, Doorman, you can give me a games of chance or whatever that roll is to figure out what those specific games actually were.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. It's somewhere in my ginormous knowledge skill list.
Yeah, something tells me you probably know what those were.
Unless the dice say they don't. He doesn't.
Yeah, you know what they were. They were playing Texas Hold'em and craps and mahjong.
Ah well, I guess Texas Hold'em will have to do. So yeah,
Is it
Well, it's
Texas
that-
Hold'em or UCAS Hold'em?
You mean Cast Hold'em?
Yeah.
No, it's Texas Hold'em.
all right. Well, as soon as ready, Dorman's gonna try and get in there.
All right, so you want to roll me some appropriate sort of check to talk to the doorman in a way that he's going to let doorman through the door.
And the right way of the door, not just swinging the door at him. So yeah, that's probably etiquette, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep in mind it's going to be limited
by my
whatever
rank in the
language-
knowledge, yes. In the language. Still fine enough. That means I roll. Still 11 dice. There you go.
All right. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be pretty sufficient here. When you walk up he originally tries to greet you in an Asian language that you don't recognize. It's obviously not Japanese, which you have. But knowing Japanese gives you enough to know that he's actually trying to address you in Mandarin first, and then before switching over to Spanish.
And then I answer him in probably not that very good Spanish.
He kind of gives you the look, and he does the whole look at you like, "Are you sure you're supposed to be here?" You know, show him a little bit of cash, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, you got cash. Cash plays." He kind of offers you a hand, like to shake his hands, but your knowledge of the situation knows that it's implied that you're going to pass him some money.
Which he will do. We've spotted about how much people were passing around earlier, so something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, give him a generous tip.
It's about 100 new yen was what people were passing him to get into the game.
All right, well, let's give him just a tad above 110, because going too much above just means you're easy bait.
All right. I will leave it up to you to determine how much over 100 you want to give him. If you do, just write it down.
110.
Okay. Yeah, you are now inside of gambling back room.
Excellent. Probably they catch some attention since it's mostly Asians.
No, it's actually a pretty mixed crowd other than the proprietors.
All right. Very well done.
You do get attention for being the guy walking in the door of a private game room kind of thing, but
Yeah. All right. Well, Dorman's gonna, well, first do as one should. Do not be too suspicious and get gambling. Also,
Alright.
also to feed that delicious addiction.
all right. Are you going to actually gamble some of your money?
Oh yeah.
Give me an edge plus the knowledge gambling check. You're using your edge and implicit attribute.
Wait. So edge attribute and the ranks in knowledge gambling.
No attribute. Just edge plus the ranks in the skill.
Okay. Good.
In the game. Yeah. It's how well you know how to play the games and luck.
Okay. Good. Okay. Does it include the ranks I get from having the what's it called again? The mnemonic
Mnemonic
enhancers.
enhance.
It doesn't get bonuses from mnemonic enhancers for
Alright.
this.
There you go. 3 successes.
All right. Yeah, you managed to hold your own. You're not really making a lot of money, but you are making a little bit. So you're winning more than you're losing, but you're still losing enough to not draw attention.
All right. That's fair, since it's mostly a cover to actually be in here and after a while start talking with my fellow players.
All right. So you can tell me about how long in game you plan on doing that before you start doing anything, and then tell me what you're doing.
Well, let's say he's going for at least an hour of gambling before just acting normal, making small talk if initiated by someone, and after a good hour, start acting a bit just a bit more loose,
Over the course of that hour, with those 3 successes, you actually make back almost exactly what you paid the doorman to get into the game.
Excellent. Okay, and well, after that hour,
But they're all in reals.
that's fair. That is fair.
Because that's all they pay out in.
Yeah, well, money's money. And well, after that hour is basically going to be talking a bit more loosely with fellow players and slowly try and steer a conversation to the whole acquiring paracritters thing.
Okay, so give me an etiquette check to show me how well it's going to be limited by your ranks in Spanish again.
Alright, 4 successes.
Do a pretty good job at that. So yeah, you slowly start steering the conversation towards, you said acquiring paracritters
Yes,
for
since...
pets or something?
Sorry? Just acquiring paracritters.
It's kind of a big business down here, actually.
Mhm.
South America has a lot of paracritters, and they are very loose on the laws until you get up into Amazonia region, where the paracritters are probably considered sentient beings, and you will basically be executed for selling a sentient being.
Oopsie daisy.
It's one of the upsides of having a dragon who likes magical creatures and stuff kind of run your government.
Ah, well, can't have everything, you know. But yeah, he's well.
They don't exactly have rights, but they do know that they're sentient beings.
All right. But yeah, he's steering the conversation and well, slowly starting to pry if anything about our good friends might. Well, he's basically looking if anything during the conversation pops up that points to our good friend.
You want to give me a visual perception test?
Of course.
It's right there.
9 successes.
Yeah,
I keep
the
all of
moment-
those. Thank you.
Yeah, the moment you bring up paracritters, yeah, the threshold was 6 on this, so I was assuming you could keep 6 because mental limit. But yeah, the moment you bring up paracritters, you actually you see a start out of one of the Caucasian individuals over playing at the dice game,
Mhm.
but he recovers and goes back to playing dice without saying much.
Mhm.
But the other people around you basically talk about how big business it is around here to kind of, there's a lot of people that sell out paracritters to be sent out elsewhere in the world.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna continue playing a bit, and but he's going to start dividing his attention, going to take his micro camera that's somewhere in the suit he's wearing to take a picture of the guy's face, sneakily, if possible.
Yeah, after about 10 minutes after you bring up the paracritters, that guy actually starts making excuses and making
Yeah.
his way to the door.
But yeah, as soon as he has noticed that twitch, he's gonna try and do basically try to, based on the picture, maybe try and see if the Matrix holds anything with that face.
Alright, it's gonna have to be a quick search.
Yep, that's fine.
Obviously.
That is absolutely fine. But how many minuses would you impose for it being something while he's dividing his attention?
You're dividing your attention, so it's gonna be the -2 for... I'm reversing it, like usually when you're in AR trying to do things in the physical world, it's -2, but you're trying to do things in the physical world by doing AR, so
Yeah.
I give you that -2, and it's the -2 for being on the shitty grid, unless you want to try and grid hop while you're doing this.
Nah, let's not do that. I mean, 13 dice are still fine. 4 successes.
On the quick search of this guy, you're not really pulling up anything.
Alright. Well, since he has a picture, he's also going to basically send that to the rest of the team, that this guy might possibly be a lead.
Take a little nod, nudge Cotton.
And as soon as the guy makes attempts to
Indeed.
leave, he's going to signal the team that they're leaving. He's not going to make himself suspicious by going after him.
Right.
Alright, so Doorman's gonna keep put and keep gambling.
He has a team. Those people are supposed to be reliable. So their turn.
He's also just about to win big.
So,
Yes.
Doorman, give me that edge plus the ranks -2, because you're in AR and you're gambling while doing other things.
3 successes still.
Oh yeah, you almost laid down a bet on a set of cards because you misread what you had in your hand because you were too busy paying attention to your matrix search.
Mhm.
And right before that, you're like, no, let me check again. You look down and you're like, oh, that's a 2 of hearts, not the 2 of spades. All right, yeah, no, I'm not gonna lay down that 500 million bet.
All right.
And so you managed to avoid losing yourself 500 million for gambling while distracted.
Never gamble and do other things, people. Focus on gambling.
Right?
Okay, so which one of us wants to intercept this guy when he leaves?
Is he going out the restaurant or out the side
Oh,
door?
He's going out the side door.
That answers that question then, doesn't it? Team Noodle Shop.
Cool. So meanwhile, Aiko and Cotton will be off at hotels knocking on doors.
No, I go and cotton
Go back.
to a noodle shop.
You go
Yeah,
over to the
we're-
shop.
They decided that we're staying close by, so we're staying close by. And I guess now we're going to try to trail this guy. Hope for
Yay.
the best.
All right, so you guys are in a noodle shop. You want to make your way towards the alley where he's at. I assume not being spotted in some.
Right.
So go ahead and give me an appropriate roll to not be spotted. Etiquette or stealth would be appropriate. Etiquette to look like you're just kind of passing by. Stealth to stay out of line of sight of the guy standing outside that door.
I'm going to reroll failures on that for my second point of edge on this adventure.
What was the first point?
I forget, but I know I've spent one because it's been so while since I've done anything really important. 6. I think it was on knowledge roll or something.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was on some knowledge roll that you rolled like 1 success on. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you satisfied with that roll, Cotton?
Oh, why not? Let's reroll some. Let's reroll failures on it. There's 6. I'll keep all those. Oh no, I only get 5.
All right. As far as you guys can tell, you have not been spotted. You are lurking at the end of the alley where the nickel shop was.
Right.
Which-
Trot along.
Yep. No, you see the guy wander out, and he doesn't head towards you. He heads the other direction, towards the other road from the alley.
Right. We're going to follow him.
Yep. You kind of backtrack a little bit and head down to the next building over and go down the other side alley because you're trying to stay out of line of sight from different people. But you manage to, give me a perception check.
Can you throw your fly spy in the air?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I was just waiting for a second to get it in there. To follow this guy, I'm going to take out my fly spy out of my jacket pocket and instruct Mr. Fly Spy to follow our mark.
All right. In that case, you won't need a perception check to keep following him. But Aiko does manage to keep eyes on him through the different shanty buildings down the alleys. And, he is totally walking like he's unconcerned. Has no idea.
Right. That death is stalking him.
And he is a Caucasian male at about 5'8", who is of Latino descent. Shockingly.
Amazing. It's wow. All right, so I'm unbuttoning my coat a little bit so I have my access to my battle sword if I need to, but just following along with him.
Yeah, you guys can totally follow him. He eventually makes it to a it's an apartment building that has commercial properties on the basement floor, and he makes his way into what looks to be an electronics repair shop.
An electronic what?
Electronics repair shop.
Repair shop.
He pulls out an actual physical key, unlocks the door, lets himself in. You hear the lock click behind him.
So he goes into the shop itself, or he goes in like?
Oh no,
Behind
he went into the shop itself.
Okay, well,
Okay. I'm going to have Mr. Fly Spy fly around the shop and see if there's alternate means of ingress.
Oh, there's multiple entrances into this building. Like I said, it's like a apartment building with the first floor is commercial
oh, okay.
properties.
Okay, so you can just walk in the first level and it's like a strip around the sides of shops.
Yeah, it's like a strip around the sides of shops, and all the shops have doors, and then there's a door on each side to get into the apartment complex section.
Okay, and so he went into one of those little strip buildings and then it's not open. He closed the door behind him and locked it.
All of the businesses are closed. This is currently about 11 o'clock at night. Oh
Okay,
no, I'm sorry. It's about 12 a.m.
Okay, but he went into a commercial shop and closed the door behind him.
Yeah, he
Okay.
unlocked the door. I mean, you can do something if you want to interrupt him locking it behind him. You guys are close enough. You can react before he could do that. But that's what he intends to do: is walk inside and flip the lock behind him and walk into the back room of the shop.
I'm thinking we can go ahead and meet with this guy and ask him questions about the triad. I'm going to wait for him to. How big is that shop?
About as big as you would expect a $5,000 shop off of the inventory sheet to be for hardware.
So small.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
like it's a little hole in the wall shop that is
All right.
for electronics repair.
Do you want us to go in after him? She looks like God.
I think we can go in there and talk to him.
All right.
So-
So she's going to walk up towards the door then. Do you want to do this quiet or do you want to do it loud?
Well, let's try quiet first. I'm still a little bit boat-legged.
Can you pick a lock then?
Indeed, I can. So I'm going to pull out Mr. Auto Picker.
Yeah, the
Hey,
auto picker will definitely assist. It is a physical key lock.
Oh shit!
Hey,
this is
if
my
you
forearm.
guys- If you guys need leadership at any point, just let me know.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. I actually don't have the picker with me. I was in street clothes. I wasn't outfitted for wars.
All right, then
So- I will play, but I can still
Aiko-
go out.
Aiko will extend her right arm and a panel pops up on it and a mini welder will cut the lock off.
Hold, what? Just can we just pause for a second? I can still pick the lock with not
Okay.
with a normal lock pick.
Oh, okay. Thought you were
The
saying you
mini
didn't have
welder
any
just-
lock picks.
Damn it! I should have just given you all data tabs so I could hack
I
it
got,
open from a
uh,
distance.
Yeah,
Three
the
successes.
lock clicks open softly.
Okay, I'm going to draw my Defiance X Shocker, and ladies first.
She'll open the door and step through,
I'm a gentleman.
expecting to hear an alarm.
There-
That's a
there's
good
no-
excuse.
there's- Well, give me an audio perception test.
All right.
That was audio perception.
Ha!
So Cotton hears some rapid fire Spanish going off in the back room at a fairly low volume as two individuals are talking about something. You hear two distinct voices. Aiko does not hear any of this.
I'm going to
She's moving
DNI that
around.
I hear two voices rapidly talking to each other in the back. Let's sneak up on these cats and see if we can't hear more.
She'll nod and start moving closer.
Time for sneakiness.
Yep,
Is this urban sneakiness?
it is urban sneakiness.
My goodness, it's urban sneakiness.
16d6.
Did you see that Team Restaurant was getting a doggy bag and then a taxi to the general area?
I did.
Eh,
Did you just call us Team Doggy Bag?
yeah, you,
No. I said
could be
we're
worse.
getting a
Could be
doggy
team
bag.
doggy style. So you're doing okay so far.
All right,
Okay.
Team Doggy Style is getting a taxi nearby the place.
I'd like to veto this name.
I'd
We always
like to,
come from the
I'd
back.
like to remain the solo team.
And Doorman is going to continue gambling.
No, Dorman is well. After he finishes the game he's in, he's also going to leave, and if they haven't left yet, meet up with the Team Restaurant and go with them.
Yeah, you if you're just finishing the hand you're in, basically, you can totally.
Yeah, just, think,
way out.
think of a few minutes so it isn't like the guy's gone, immediately go after him.
Oh.
Okay, then give me an etiquette check.
Etiquette. Regular or language?
This is not language related. This is just regular. If you have a gambling spec or gambler spec or an
Excellent.
underworld spec or something like that, it would apply.
Make sure to
4
tip the dealer.
successes.
All right. Yeah, you tip out your dealer and you make your way out after a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
The dealer seems perfectly fine with letting you leave. You haven't been winning a lot, but you've been winning enough that he'd rather you just not be here. So he accepts your tip and wishes you a nice evening.
So is it, that isn't normal that the random foreigners know how to gamble. Ah,
Yeah.
well.
Random people do know how to gamble. You didn't win enough money that they were like, you've got to be cheating or anything.
Nah,
Okay,
I mean,
so
Because he totally is.
So-
But
hell yeah.
Team Noodle Shop are they don't hear the conversation stop. The conversation does continue going as they sneak their way up to the door in the back. And you can make me another audio perception test if you want to try and understand what they're saying now.
Okay, we will do that.
I'll try. It's not working out so good so far.
Will I be able to translate for them at all, or is that
Do they
I-
have audio broadcast capability?
I do not. However, I do speak Spanish to a degree.
Oh yeah, that's right. You picked up a rank of Spanish as well.
Yeah, and I also speak Alexander Spanish too. So
All right, you want to roll me the Spanish dice pool that you have now? Which is
sure.
like Spanish plus intuition.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I
Yeah.
have an idea what they're saying already.
So yeah, Igo, you do get the impression that they are talking about. There was some random guy talking about paracritters and wanting to acquire them at the game tonight. He doesn't know where the guy was staying, but he could probably go back if the guy's still there and offer to sell him stuff. It seems an awful lot like he got excited of a new business opportunity and wanted to go talk to somebody.
Okay, well, I think we should just keep listening. Which I don't know what the fuck they're saying, so I guess I'll have to follow Ico's lead. If Ico says they're about to kill us, we should.
Chewie said he had the DNI translation.
Okay.
Well, they may be about to leave. Is the
Right,
thing
that's why
through
we're
the
gonna
way you just
find-
came in.
Yeah, we're gonna find us a place to crouch down, of course, because it's a shop. There's gonna be shelves.
Oh yeah, totally. You can give me a hiding check at a +2 bonus because you've already snuck up to the place. You've changed to look around. You can go ahead and. Oh yeah.
Can you
Oh,
relock the door?
That's a good point. They lock the door.
no way they make it. If they make it, if they run past us and get to the door, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, they seem to be discussing whether or not the guy who was at the game, who you get, his name is Pablo, because I'm not at all stereotypical.
Sure.
And Pablo was asking somebody else if he should go back and see if he
It's
can
not racist. It's just a good dessert.
see if he can make contact with this rich gringo that might be willing to buy some. Well, it sounds like they might have hellhounds to sell. They're trying to move some hellhounds. So yeah, after a couple of minutes, they will agree that Pablo should go back and try and offer this guy who is interested in buying paracritters some paracritters to buy. And he will start making his way towards the door. He will look down at the door because it's unlocked. He goes to unlock it and he does that moment where he's like, "Did I forget? I don't remember," and just leaves. Not
We're
sure
gonna-
whether or not he remembered to lock the door behind him when he went in.
Were we gonna jump him, Ico?
We can. We're gonna ask him some pointed questions. We might as
Yeah.
well go ahead and grab him.
And you gotta give some time, GM, to kind of.
Sure, no, that's
He-
fine. You can
he-
totally.
He leaves, walks out the front door, and he's gone. Fuck! What?
No, you can totally interrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to totally interrupt and totally put a big chromed hand on his shoulder. Well, not really big chromed hand, but gonna grab this guy before he goes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put did the finger to the lips thing while pointing a gun at him. Shh.
All right, so roll me an intimidation check. Whoever wants can lead.
That would be Cotton.
Do get the bonuses for being armed and outnumbering the guy.
Which
So
are what?
that's a
4 total?
Yeah, it's a total of +4.
Plus foe. Let's see. Am I intimidating today? Where is my
You're
intimidation?
intimidating the hell out of him.
There we go. We're going to roll. And no. We're gonna roll our edge and explode some dice.
All right, is Cotton doing this? Igo's not going to assist. I take it then.
Yeah, no, Ico's not assisting.
All right.
It's a con enterprise. So I've got I got 3 towards intimidation. Does he resist my fire?
He kind of jumps a little bit, but like startled, like what the hell, and puts his hands up slowly. It's almost like he's been robbed before.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some plastic ties.
He doesn't even really ask any questions. It's almost like he's been robbed so many times. It's just like,
Like, I got it.
okay, I give up. You've got me. I don't want to die, so
So I'm gonna I get this guy. Ico, you wanna get the guy in the back?
Yeah, she'll head to the back as he's got this guy under control.
All right. So as you walk into the back, you notice that there is a gentleman intently at work on fixing a comlink who is in a wheelchair, not
Yeah.
facing you. He's got white hair.
And I will say to him in Spanish, pardon me, I'd like to speak with you a moment about a little bit of repair work. And she's going to make sure that she can grab the comlink off of his hip so he can't make a call.
No, he's working on a comlink currently.
Yeah, I mean his personal comlink.
Yeah, there's not one visible for him.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
he's literally sitting there intently. He's got those like goggles over his eyes that have magnification things, so he can look down at tiny electronics, and he's like soldering things together. He kind of
Right.
jumps when you say that, when you start speaking to him, and he looks behind you, and he slowly raises his hands into the air,
Almost
almost
smiles. That won't be necessary.
almost like he's been robbed numerous times too.
Tell him to put his legs up.
See, Cotton. This guy has been hanging around you too long. See what you do to people? Alright, so I tell him, that won't be necessary. And, D&I Cotton, it's secure in here.
He will start saying things like, "We don't keep cash on the premises after dark. We drop it off at the bank. We don't
We're not looking for money.
we don't have anything of real value. Everything that we have, we are repairing. It's not functional stuff. There's the repaired comlinks are over there," and he points to a bin that has like 3 comlinks in it that have been repaired recently.
Let's see. I want to pat my guy down real fast. Does he have any cigarettes or a cigarette lighter?
He has both. He also has an Ares Predator.
Let's get that from him. It's bad.
Pop the one out of the chamber, eject the clip,
I was already
take off the rail.
I was typing it up. Pop the bullet out, take the clip, pop off the rail, and yes, I can do those things. It's not hard. So we will do that. We're going to grab his comlink and we're going to grab that cigarette lighter. What kind of lighter is it?
It's a Zippo.
It's a Zippo. Okay.
It is a plain chrome Zippo. And the cigarettes are knockoff brand. Like, the pack almost looks like it's Marlboro's, but then you realize that it's obviously not, because the end of the point where the red triangle comes down on a Marlboro is actually flat, and it's an off-brand.
Okay. I will grab the I'm gonna get the lighter, light myself a cigarette, put the cigarette packs down beside him along with the fucked up pistol. The empty pistol.
Yeah, as you're not doing anything, he will kind of point at that and like look at you questioning, like, "Can I have a cigarette?" This is like,
This is a
Why
prime
not?
cigarette moment.
I'm gonna pass him a cigarette and I'll light it, but I'm keeping the lighter. So
What a dick.
that's
How
right.
dare you?
I've noticed this theme with Cotton. He's collecting lighters. I don't know what for, but this is like the second lighter Cotton has collected.
I like lighters. Cotton, the cotton like cigarette lighters.
all right.
Alright. So, D&I the group, we got these 2 secured that has we're interested in our compatriot about paracritters. I don't know what the link will be, but they seem interested and they seem aware. I mean, this is like the most awkward muscle job Echo
Yeah.
has ever had, because it's like, go stoke that guy. He knows about paracritters. Okay. Don't know what paracritters have to do with the job, but
I think the link
we
is
have
that,
him stopped.
so the
I
link
think-
is that our target deals primarily in like smuggling shifters and stuff like that, and
Yeah, I don't think-
these
I don't think
triad
that-
guys in with him, we should at least be able to get a like if this guy can't tell us where we should be looking next, he can tell us where to find the person that we should be asking next.
Okay.
So we just work up the chain. We've got that truth serum and we've got lace, so it's really
Sure.
as long as we work fast, it's no deal.
Indeed.
No big deal.
Let's get to work
Well,
then, as we arrive.
We're gonna
Yeah,
ask
all of the rest of you can arrive at this point.
Torment calls dibs
If
on
we-
that con link.
And
If
Echo's,
there aren't any
Echo's
cameras
polite
around
with
here,
the
are there?
guy in the chair. And she asks him, do you need anything to drink while you're waiting?
No, he kind of nods Like he shakes his head in the negative. Like, no, he's kind of confused because you aren't robbing him. But
Yeah,
other
she's
than that,
not. She's not being paid to hurt the man. So
yeah, like
Not yet.
you got the impression that he's used to his store getting robbed. He's not used to people coming and pointing guns at him and then not stealing
Right.
stuff. Like,
So everybody else will walk in.
Mhm.
Hola, mi amigos.
Oh god, no.
all right, so what do you guys want to do? You've got some guys held up in an electronics store in Sao Paulo.
If
I'm going to
Doorman's here, I'm gonna
DNI
throw
to
him.
Rose because it seems like Rose may want to lead this based on how she entered. And I'm going to say just a little reminder that interrogations work best when they are fast and efficient because the longer they go on, basically the worse info you're going to get.
Are you guys speaking out loud in not Spanish?
No, that was in DNI.
Yeah, I said it was DNI.
All right.
She'll just
I'm-
beam you a smile, and then kind of roll her eyes as she turns her head away from you.
I'm gonna pitch Doorman the comlink from my friend here.
DNI Cotton directly. I thought that the people that were holding the faces were supposed to be, socially adept. As she rolls in, say, "Hola, mi amigos." Shakes her head.
Righto.
I may not be very social myself, but I think she's doing it wrong.
There is something that's too much social.
So she will. Is there like chairs and stuff that you can grab in here and have a sit down with these people?
The only real chair in the place seems to be the one with wheels on it that the old man is sitting in. There's a stool by the cash register, and other than that, all of the tables are covered with like electronics parts and
I will grab said stool and place it down. Do I know? Did you guys share the information of the guy in the chairs? Seems to be the guy that has the more control of things.
So yeah, we held these guys up, and it was this guy on the floor came over here. I think you've met him before or seen him. He was the guy going over here to talk about moving some, I believe, some hellhounds. I'm of course going to go over and lock that door behind us now that we're all cozy and inside.
Yep, there's
And-
even curtains that you could pull down over the front windows if you would like.
Indeed, why not?
I will ask the wheelchair man if he speaks English.
Yes, I speak some English.
Yo inglés, para mi español.
Maybe.
Sí.
Echo will leave it at this point. Go stand to watch the front door and make sure nobody's coming our way.
So we are.
There was also a back door in the back room that led out. It had a bolt lock on it though, so it had every
Yeah.
appearance of being an exterior door to the shop.
We are looking for some folks that may be able to help us reconnect a certain business opportunity involving some of the local animal life.
My grandson is the one who you would need to talk to. He runs errands for a man whom I'm not happy with him associating with. And he wanted to try and move up in his estimation tonight.
It is possible that this man might be the man that I am looking for. Do you have a name or a picture of this man that you're not happy with?
He kind of looks pained. Oh, around here, he is simply known as El Gato Negro. He's the black cat. He is not someone to be trifled with and is connected with different syndicates for business purposes. And as I said, I'm not happy with my grandson working for him, but my grandson seemed insistent that he could sell some. How do you say it in English? Hellhounds, I think it is, to somebody tonight.
Eiko kind of chuckle about that.
The so from the understanding of English and Spanish, he's talking about his grandson is trying to sell something from another man to us.
Yep.
Okay.
What your understanding is that the grandson works for the Black Cat, and was trying to sell hellhounds to Doorman.
Okay.
Yeah. So we kind of come around full circle on that one.
Well, not really. We have this black cat person.
It's like, so does this Black Cat deal with all of your importing and exporting of exotic wildlife?
He kind of shrugs. I know he is known to sell many things. I am not sure. I run an electronics shop. I try to keep my grandson out of trouble, but there's only so fast I can run after him. He looks down wryly at his shrunken legs.
She will smile, and if he is in a making of a joke mode, she will give a little laugh. I will.
Roll judge digits.
Then it's like, well, let me ask your grandson a couple of questions, and we can be on our way, and of course, reimburse you for your time.
He says something along the lines of, "Mijo, answer the kind man's,
Kind woman.
the kind woman's questions, so that we can go home tonight."
Then she'll go over to the grandson, and if Cotton really has him all squished up on the ground, she will get down Indian style across from him and ask him very similar questions, that she is looking for a man that used to deal in
These are going to need to be in Spanish. He did not appear to have any knowledge of what was being said before. It's like he doesn't speak English.
I will ask the grandfather to translate a little bit.
As best I can.
That's all that we ask.
Am I going to be able to translate better than he is?
Yes, probably.
Okay, I'll just step forward and I'll just say, no need to sweat it, and I'll kind of get on the kid's level and, do the thing where I'm like looking into his eyes. I just, go on, talk.
Okay. What are you asking him?
Basically the same things. Where can we find this Black Cat? I'm looking for a man that recently did some dealings up north.
I
You
could
can point me
I
to
could
him.
give the Black Cat a comm code for you. I'm not supposed to tell anybody where he is, or he'll.
I guarantee you this is special circumstances.
Yeah, except he knows where my grandfather lives.
If you could just give him that you have interested buyers, which I believe is
You kind of get the implication that he's terrified of the Black Cat, but
We understand that part.
So I don't think we want to use these guys as an intermediary at all, because that just adds compounding errors to our plan. So I'm just going to
plan?
say, yeah. So I'm just going to.
I like
say
the
to
way
them-
you say that, Cat.
I don't know why you're so down on the plan. It's a decent plan.
Yeah.
Go way up
we
the
could
chain,
probably
boost
get
up.
if this guy is as big as he says, we
It's
can
like
get
playing
Fernandez
Marco
to.
Polo when nobody's talking.
But they are talking. Everyone's talking. Everyone we've ever asked has given us information so far.
Okay.
So I'm going to just say to him, we can personally guarantee that this isn't going to come back on you whatsoever. I assure you that if you withhold the information, well, the consequences may be a lot sooner than then
He
He may
kind
be
of looks like gives a pained expression to his grandfather, and his grandfather returns it, and he says, "Mijo, you need to tell them. They won't. I hope they won't tell Black Cat, but
We won't tell him anything, and if anything else, he probably will not be a threat to you.
So what is Cotton searching for? He's searching the establishment for anything interesting. Um, the
More
establishment,
cigarette lighters.
yeah,
Ha!
the establishment is essentially a hardware workshop, like a hardware shop. There are broken electronics all over the place, and the tools with which to mend broken electronics.
Okay. There was no like document. Is there a computer there?
No, I mean there's not like a terminal or anything. Like there's some comlinks that are turned off that are in a display case.
How do they get money how do you purchase shit?
It's
What
the
kind of
sixth-
comlinks are there?
It's the sixth world. They're mostly ranging on the low end. You don't recognize anything over like a Rinraku Sensei.
Okay.
I didn't hear the rest of that sentence. Is the sixth world? Was there more coming?
So in the sixth world, you don't need a cash register. People RO shit to you. You're
How do you
like,
pay them?
hey, I pay you over the Matrix.
Oh,
You basically. So have you ever seen the like credit cards that you can just tap on the machine?
right.
Yeah, it's basically like that, except you don't even need to physically have either of those. Your RO persona can just forward money, like electronically, wirelessly. Like as long as you own a comlink and the other person has a comlink, and you have some amount of cred either stored on a cred stick or in an account, you can transfer money without having a cash register or anything like that.
Right. But they don't have any kind of computer or host to maintain inventory or anything like that. It's all just like a personal comlink, or
Yep.
You do see a piece of electronic paper on a clipboard.
what does it say?
It has an inventory of the shop.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
So, yeah, you're asking him to describe the Black Cat. He describes an individual who is a Latino, shockingly, in Rio Palo, there's a Latino crime boss sort of individual who has a giant tattoo of a black cat that starts his jaw and runs all the way down his neck, and the tail wraps around the guy's right arm. So it's like he's got a giant black cat panther tattooed.
Well, that's at least one more step in the right direction.
I feel like if this guy's as big a crime boss as he is, our fixer contact down here can set us up with that meeting, and then we can just leave these gentlemen to their crappy little shop.
Let me just take a moment to check out if either of the gentlemen's comlinks has anything further of use. Because I assume the kid has some way to contact the Black Cat. Might as well figure out what the number is.
Yeah, the comlink kid totally has a metal link on him.
Mhm.
Since you have it physically in your hand, you don't even have to like hack it. You can like scroll through the information on the comlink.
Yes, and otherwise I would hack on the fly at 2 bits.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to scroll through it.
You've totally got a contact list from a 19-year-old kid. There's one in there that the text message log consists of be at and then an address and then him replying okay numerous times. That's all it is.
Well, at least that's a com code that might be useful. So he's gonna copy down that com code. Probably just also copy the history. You never know if there's anything to be traced back by if we need to go, if he proves extraordinarily difficult to find.
Sure.
And well, once through the comlink, and he's obviously not going to going to write down his call history with, I don't know, with whoever teen dealings he has with.
Yeah, I mean, other than the one contact, it's pretty much general 19-year-old kid on a phone nonsense.
Grumble, grumble, bad taste in music. Grumble, grumble, kids these days.
Yep. And Angry Parabird 17
Mhm.
is the app that gets played all the time.
All right. Well, Dorman's gonna set the metal link back to Spanish and give it back. Because obviously he switched it to English.
Right. He kind of looks at you like, all right. They're pretty much compliant at this point. There's 5 of you, 2 of them, and neither of
Yeah.
them are really going to do anything.
So we'll just hit the old dusty trail. Are we gonna laze these people?
Yes.
Well, it seems like they're not going to talk, but you may as well be safe because if someone
Yes.
questions them later, then it's yeah. So I'm happy to break out the lace.
Mhm.
I'm forgetting what vector it is. Is it just ingestion or is it
Injection.
Injection,
Okay,
unless
so-
the DMSO laced it.
Or
So,
or unless you have Lale wine and then it's ingestion.
Nah. So I have a little injection gun.
See, carrying Lale wine is just the classy action, because when you got people like this, you can be like, I'm just going to need you to go drink this glass of wine for me real quick.
I don't
Yeah,
need to be
that's what
classy,
it's
so I
suspicious
just
of.
whip out the fucking syringe and I'm just like, all right, stand still, and just like stab him in the neck.
Yeah, they can't really resist in any, and they're not really in a position to resist. So, yep, you inject them with lace.
Excellent.
You gonna leave the guy's gun with him now that he's knocked out?
I wasn't planning on stealing it.
Okay.
We'll rack it back and put the rounds back in it where he was at.
Mhm.
Alright.
Let them worry about that when they wake up.
Indeed. And were we gonna leave something for their trouble?
No.
I wasn't
What
planning
trouble?
on it.
They won't remember any trouble.
That's true.
Yeah, they just wake up. It's like there's just money on the floor, and I have a huge headache.
Yeah, where's my letter?
One guy's got his pants on, has underwear on, or something like that. Like
All right.
I'm sure he'll tell somebody one day and regret it.
Yeah, this lace is sweet. Whoever thought that was pretty smart. I'll give him that.
As
Alright.
he else.
So I'm going to let you guys decide what you're gonna do. I need to take a moment. Work called. I need to make a call back real quick.
Yeah, a break would be great right now.
Alrighty then. Break time.
Cool. Meet back up in a moment.
Yeah, same here.
Alright, I'm back as soon as everybody else is.
I'm here.
Cotton's back.
Here.
I'm here.
I am also here. And GM,
Yes.
so there is some differences on opinion as to whether what we're doing is actually at all useful. Can I use up a common sense to make sure we're actually progressing in this job at all? Because it's kind of an obscure and vague path that we're taking.
Common sense tells you that this is one way you could try and narrow down where the guy may have gone because he had connections within paracritter smuggling communities around the world. So,
I believe the word you're looking for is ephemeral connection.
but yeah, it's the you could theoretically get there from here.
Okay, I just don't want to be wasting everyone's time as well.
Your common sense tells you this might not be the fastest way, but it doesn't tell you like you don't have like common sense doesn't let you just be like, oh no, this is not the way to go about it. Your common sense is like, yeah, we could probably get there this way. There might be other ways to get there though too.
Hmm. Well, if people would rather change tact and have different ideas, I know one was to search every hotel in Rio Paulo.
I'm quite happy with how we're progressing so far. I mean, we already did this. I don't know if it's
The funny
Good idea
thing
to
about
change
that
track
is,
yet.
I wasn't planning on checking every hotel in Sao Paulo because that would be dumb, and I try not to do dumb things. But what I was doing is I was actually looking for places around this area that would perhaps not check sin so much and yet not be like skeezy. I'm living in a bombed out apartment hiding from my sister forever. Would be something more aligned in the lines of someone that thinks that they're clever enough to have escaped her reach and would yet still kind of want to be somewhat comfortable. So, like
Right. No, I get where you were going with that.
a middle class hotel that does not really check for,
Well,
licenses.
that-
But
Now thinking about it, it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, we're Shadowrunners. We have
Yeah,
we have
we're-
shadow connections. So it's basically
yeah,
like
I narrowed it down to like two that would fit that bill, and
It-
he was
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
no,
It
that's
was about
not
3 or
something
4,
to
but
do.
yes,
probably
you
what-
did narrow it
yeah.
down.
sorry.
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4. You did narrow it down though quite a bit. Four hotels, even in the Sao Paulo area, would be a lot less than all of the middle class hotels in Sao Paulo.
Right.
Okie dokie. Well, I am happy now that the entire team is free to go investigate that route. I think my worry at the time was that if we split up while we were inside the Triadone place, then trouble could start. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Let's not split the party unnecessarily.
Oh come on! The Arctic was so much fun when people split up.
well, it takes as much time out of game either way, whether we split up or not, because either way we have to swap between point of views.
Right.
So I'm happy to investigate that route now if that's what you guys want to do.
So is Rob back? I haven't heard him speak up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm here.
All right. I just want to make sure everybody was back before we started going down paths.
Yep. I am totes here.
So what does the party want to do?
Well, that is a good question. What does the party want to do?
Yeah, well,
Well,
we basically
we have a
or,
we have a name now.
Yeah, a name into the right circle might be a way in. That, or we can still try and search for the hotel. Maybe we can cross-reference something.
Oh, there's no reason not to ask if Fernandez can't set up a meeting with this man.
Or at least ask Fernandez first what he knows about the man.
Yeah.
Sure.
let's
We're
do that.
talking about the paracritter guy, right?
Not
Mhm.
the guy that Sally put you in contact with.
Fernandez is our pseudo fixer, who is going to hopefully get us in contact with the paracritter guy.
Okay.
So, if you want to roll 1 for information, you could do that, or you could roll hit to see if he can put you into contact with the guy. Either way, whoever wants to do that, feel free to go ahead and make that roll. It's 12 dice.
I rolled it. Rose got it. Okay.
Was that the information, or was that for putting you in contact?
For either. Like,
The
they're
information-
both equally bad.
Okay, well,
And-
we'll say that's the information roll, since you guys talked about getting information to start it. And for information purposes, he's like, yeah, I know who the Black Cat is, but I don't know who the Black Cat is, if you get my drift. He runs really, really dark smuggling. He's known for being ruthless. If he finds your smugglers anywhere near his smugglers when you're out on the water, he's suddenly going to end up with a lot more cargo.
Great.
He's that kind of guy. Honestly, he's kind of an opponent of mine, a business rival, shall we say. So what I can tell you of him is limited to what I have been able to find, and it's not much. We tend to hide from each other more than anything else. And so, yeah, he does say, as I said, that he is my rival, so I could probably put you into contact with his people. There is a specific bar down by one of the wharves where I know he is known to have people at. I don't know that he is there, but whoever is there could certainly point you in his direction if you make the appropriate gestures for a business relationship. So
Great.
yeah, he will totally forward you the information for a bar down by the dockside. It's about 2 miles down the coast from where his dock was. As I said, though, I would caution you to be careful. His people are known to be rather vindictive and prone to violence.
Okay. This guy has
Back there,
a
Chuckles.
place down by the docks. Or what now?
Yeah,
He has a okay.
he has a place
Yeah.
down by another set of docks a couple miles down the coast.
Cool. Okay, and this guy might know where our associate is. Our friend, our lost friend.
Hmm.
Okay. So, how do y'all want to handle this? Knock on the door, blow the windows out, make a comlink call.
Well, if we can just set up a normal business meeting, that would get us at least a lot closer to him without having to resort to violence before that.
Mhm.
And then we can always resort to violence afterwards.
Fernandez will also offer you a comlink code to one of the people who he believes is a lieutenant of the Black Cat.
Well, there's our
Oh,
start.
that's an in.
If we meet him under false pretenses, that might piss him off. And and if we show up loaded to
With
the
false
gills,
pretenses, we could potentially be looking to set up some business.
Right.
Mhm.
Your temporary sins that say that you are parazoologists and animal handlers are still active at the moment,
okay.
since you
If we-
started doing this all the night that you arrived.
I mean, if we're interested in pushing things along quickly, then we don't even need to have the meeting. We can set up the meeting so we know where he's going to be, and then just rock his shit and go from there.
That's definitely a possibility. That though, if we think this is going to be too dangerous, might as well go for the hotel route.
Was that 12 dice? See if Fernandez has seen Sally's
Yes.
brother? No, he is not. If he had, he would have collected on Sally's bounty himself.
I figured I would throw it out there to expedite certain processes that seem
No,
to be.
he does mention that the last time he was spotted here was in a hotel in a much nicer part of Sao Paulo, and he was the one who told Sally about that, which is why Sally sent you guys here.
Man, if only a certain godly voice had given us that clue to begin with. Do you guys want to go rustle some feathers at a hotel, or do you want to rustle some feathers at a
Yeah, let's go. Let's try the hotel route.
I am happy to hotel it up. Yeah, I had no idea we had his last known position.
No, that would have been incredibly helpful.
That was kind of what she said when she hired you guys. He was spotted in Sao Paulo.
But Sao Paulo,
Sao Paulo,
it's quite general,
Giant
though.
place.
And
Hotel.
He gave you the contact of a person to meet there, Fernandez. You didn't ask him any questions.
God
You
damn
decided
it.
to go out on the town. I said okay.
Right.
Moving on.
Yes.
You guys want to hit the hotel, or you guys want to hit the?
Have been for a while.
Let's hit the hotel. It's probably the safer option first.
Uh,
Let's try not to piss off-
actually, Aiko will recognize that it's one of the 4 that she kind of narrowed down.
Damn it, Aiko, you were right all along.
It happens on occasion.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Now, besides, it's probably best if we don't piss off too many crime syndicates while we're here. So
All
let's hit the hotel, or visit the hotel, or hack it, all at the same time. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you were on the phone with Fernandez. He'll offer you to give you guys a ride up there.
Cool.
Cause
Let's
you
do
know,
it.
like you do when you're helping out a friend.
Perhaps we should get a vehicle from him because he is a known face in the area.
He will totally just loan you the Jeep that he was going to drive you in.
Excellent. We'll try to return it with as much bullet holes as it has already.
It does have a couple.
Such is life. Mind if I do a quick matrix search on the hotel?
Sure.
Alright. 7.
Yeah, it is. So, you start out finding like public information about it, but with that many successes, you actually get into like Shadow Nets type stuff. Like Shadowlands isn't a thing, but like Shadowlands BBS board isn't a thing, but there's data havens like that, and Shadowrunners network things. And you get the idea that this is basically a place where a lot of Shadowrunners come when they are visiting from out of town.
It's a place where we
Yes.
probably would have ended up too if we didn't know a local.
Right. Yeah. They don't ask a lot of questions. They don't check sins.
Alright, just need to be on the lookout that we. That,
But
I
it's
mean,
not a rat's nest.
yeah, just we need to be a bit on the lookout that because well, if there are more Shadowruns down there might be unexpected firepower, as is known. Good, okay.
But yeah. So you guys are gonna head on down to the hotel. It is an older building, but it seems to be in fairly good repair. It's probably dates back to like the 1970s or 80s when Rio de Janeiro was going through a bit of a boom, and it's got a nice view from the upper floors of one of the best beaches in Rio.
Excellent. Are you okay with me doing matrix perception from the outside to see, well, basically have a look at what electronics are inside and maybe start hacking some comlinks, try and figure out who they belong to?
Sure.
Alright. We're in a car. I can finally go VR. Oh wait, that's matrix perception, so that only counters the local grid crappiness. Oh boy, I'm gonna edge that one, because that sucked. Much better, 6 successes.
Alright, let me check something real quick.
Of course. Are you looking for the opposition? If
Yeah, so what are your questions? You have
Right. Okay. So first off, are there Are there devices running silent?
You got 6 successes.
Yes.
You see 5 devices running silent.
Alright. Are there cameras in the buildings area?
There are cameras. They are not running silent.
Okay.
They all seem to be on the exterior of the building, though.
Okay. Yeah, as is customary in a building where they don't ask questions, they don't tape you. Alright. Weapons?
Um, 4 of the 5 icons you saw were weapons, were smart guns.
Alright. In that case, I'm going to ask what... I asked 4 questions so far. Okay, 5th question. What is the final hidden running silent thing?
It is a TACnet.
A TACnet. Oh. Alright. And then very final question, list of comlinks.
There are about 25 comlinks running inside the building
Oh, joy.
that are not running silent.
Yeah, because they already know the 5 running silent things. Alright, so he's going to give an overview to the team. Apparently, there are no cameras inside. Apparently, some people are having some degree of firepower for smart guns
Are
and
the
TACnet.
smart guns gathered in one location?
Nope, they're spread out. Like you can't tell where exactly they are in the building, but you can tell that they are spread out through it.
Don't seem to be grouped, and there's TACnet somewhere in the building, which definitely is
Yeah, that's
does-
probably our boy.
Sorry?
That sounds like it might be our guy.
It might be that, or it's just a group of Shadowrunners rolling up here. Though it would be weird to leave that thing running. Still, now if you guys can wait a bit, I can try and go through the comlinks and maybe with some luck pick out his. So we only need to knock on one door.
We have time.
Or if the host has a, so if the hotel has a host that maybe has some pictures of the
Good
people
point.
coming in or
Yeah,
out.
I didn't ask about the host. Is there a host?
You need,
Should we
you're
should we
gonna need
ask
another
Fernandez if he knows if he's still staying at the hotel, or any other blatantly obvious questions that we probably should have gotten volunteered information to
Fernandez
us?
told you that was the last place that he was seen. He is not staying there anymore.
As of how long ago?
As of about a week ago, he was no longer staying at that hotel. He
Okay, so this is
That's
a dead
the
leak,
scene.
basically.
like
I'm just gonna talk to Fernando for a second, and I'm just gonna be like, Fernando, anything else you want to tell us, buddy?
Fernandez says that you could probably check the cameras on the hotel. He did not notice anything himself when he went over the footage, but they do archive the footage for the last 2 weeks at the hotel on their host.
So you do
Oh.
have.
Okay,
Wait.
thanks, Fernando.
But you have the footage then, if you've looked at it.
I have the footage from the week before he was there.
But
But not
of
the
course,
week of him being there.
I don't know. I didn't find anything on the footage that showed him, except that when one of my contacts claimed when they were visiting a friend in that hotel that they saw the man in this picture, and he shows a picture of Alex.
Alright, well, time to pull the footage by myself then.
We just get that footage and we'll start looking through that while our hacky man does his hacky thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to, if I can, I was wondering if we could roll like disguise as a knowledge skill to see if we can notice anyone who's making efforts to hide themselves or make themselves look
Yeah,
different.
you can use disguise as a knowledge skill. You can use perception to try and break through disguises.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'm going to take a look at the host then. First matrix perception on the damn thing.
It's a rating 4 host.
Excellent. Alright, that should be easy. Let's go hit it. Hack on the fly. How many dice do I roll now? 15? I think 15. Yeah.
So, Citizen, you will notice with your perception numerous individuals walking in and out of the building at all hours, armed, concealed, and not concealed. There are a number of people that look like mercenaries. There's some people who you're kind of sure they're probably Shadowrunners, just because of the paranoid way they, avoid looking at cameras.
And the assault cannon in his pants.
Yes, you get a mark on the host.
Excellent. Enter the host. Running.
How do you know it's an assault cannon? They may just be happy to be here.
Ah, well, it's kind of generous for a dwarf, really. Alright, well, turn myself, running silent, and enter the host.
All right.
Alrighty.
You see Patrol Ice not running silent, moving around doing Patrol Ice things. The host is flavored to look like a safe house in a dingy part of town. It's literally a one-room safe house. There's a bed in the corner, a refrigerator, and there is a dog wandering around that is Patrol Ice.
Well, that's quite novel. Alright, I'm gonna do a search for where they keep the records.
Yep.
Alright, wait. I'm in a host now, so that thing goes away. Then, okay, I end up with... Yes, 3 successes.
All right, and that's actually a search. Yeah, you totally look underneath the mattress in the host, and there is a file folder full of what looks like it would be actual paper if you weren't in the Matrix.
Okay. Matrix perception, it's just to make sure there aren't, if there is encryption or data bombs on it. 7 successes.
There is encryption on it, and there is a data bomb.
Very well then. Let's see. Do I need a mark before I start disarming, or do I need to disarm before I get a mark? Give me 1 second to look that up. You don't meet data bombs that much lately. Matrix. Disarm data bomb.
This is a software test.
Yeah, software test. No marks required. So let's do a software test. Software. Where did I put it? Ah, there. Okay.
Don't forget your code block.
Sorry. No, I'm not.
Did you have code block disarm data bombs?
Indeed, that is right. Still, it's a -2. I'll be fine. Seven.
You disarm the data bomb.
Oh, you little tricky thing. Okay. Let's grab a mark on the file and crack it open. 5 successes for the mark.
And you have a mark.
Excellent. Encryption is by EWAR. What's my value on EWAR? Wait, is it EWAR? Crack file. No, it's still hacking. Okay, never mind. 3 successes.
File.
Alright, that's open. And then one final roll for edit file to copy it over.
Yep.
Edit file, computer check. So that means still all the same numbers. I love it. Get all your skills at the same level, so you only need to remember 1 dice pool. 3 successes. I'm rolling low though. Oh.
And yes, you do copy the file.
Excellent. With that, I'm just going to check my Overwatch score. That's against 6 dice.
Yep. And the Overwatch score adds to it, right? The checking, because it is an illegal action. Right.
It's illegal to see if you did the legal things.
All right, your Overwatch score is currently 10.
10. Oh, okay. In that case, I'm just going to take a quick look around if there is anything other interesting in the files.
You should be running Baby Monitor.
Ah, I don't have Resonance Baby Monitor yet. Because I went for Resonance Hammer. For reasons. 7 successes. For a general look around of other files.
All right. In here, yeah, there's also a log of who checks in. Although,
That's
since they don't check sins,
this is going to be pseudonym central, so let's not bother with that.
and there's a record of payments to go along with that, as well as an employee, a staff list.
Okay, you know what? Maybe could be useful if we know his pseudonym. He probably is going to use that throughout town. Okay, same type deal. Matrix perception for security. 3 successes.
There is no data bomb and no encryption on that file.
Alright, grabbing a mark.
Yep, you get a mark on that file, bringing your marks on the host up to 3.
And editing it for copying it over.
Yep, I'm not even gonna roll that because edit isn't a illegal action and they can't win.
Okay.
So it's not gonna add to your OS. So
Okay, that's fine. And then I'm done bothering you with Matrix stuff, and I'm gonna head out and reboot. And
Alright.
present the team with the latest archived footage and the log of people checking in and out, with the note that maybe we can figure out the pseudonym.
Yep, makes sense. So we spend like hot action watching footage.
yeah, you have a watching TV montage of watching tons and tons of footage of security logs. Between